Hello everyone, welcome to GIPSTE TV. Today's video is about 50 research areas in public policy studies and 120 secondary data sources that researchers and students can consider for public policy thesis and dissertation. Public policy research is the systematic investigation and analysis of policies, programs, and issues that affect the public at large. It aims to understand the origins, development, implementation, and impact of public policies. Let's go. 1. Healthcare policy. Some topical areas or concepts under healthcare policy students and researchers can consider include universal healthcare, mental health services, pharmaceutical pricing, healthcare access and disparities, health insurance reform. Some helpful secondary data sources for healthcare policy include Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, World Health Organization, WHO, National Institutes of Health, NIH, Kaiser Family Foundation, KFF. 2. Education policy. Some topical areas or concepts under education policy to consider include K-12 education reform, higher education funding, student loan debt, standardized testing, educational inequality. Helpful data sources for education policy include National Center for Education Statistics, NCES, Department of Education, Education Policy Institute, UNESCO Institute for Statistics. 3. Environmental policy. Some topical areas or concepts under environmental policy to consider for thesis or dissertation include climate change mitigation, renewable energy, conservation efforts, pollution control, environmental justice. Helpful data sources include Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, United Nations Environment Programme, UNEP, World Bank Environment Data. 4. Economic policy. Some topical areas or concepts under economic policy appropriate for thesis or research project income, inequality, tax reform, unemployment, minimum wage policies, economic growth strategies. Helpful secondary data sources include Bureau of Economic Analysis, BEA, International Monetary Fund, IMF, World Bank, US Census Bureau. 5. Criminal justice policy. Some topical areas to consider for criminal justice policy study include police reform, prison overcrowding, juvenile justice, sentencing reform, crime prevention strategies. Some helpful secondary data sources include Bureau of Justice Statistics, BJS, National Institute of Justice, NIJ, The Sentencing Project, Pew Research Center. 6. Housing policy. Topical areas or concept to consider for housing policy include affordable housing, homelessness, urban development, housing market regulations, rent control. Some helpful data sources for housing policy study include Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, National Low Income Housing Coalition, NLIHC, Urban Institute, Zillow Research. 7. Immigration policy. Some key topical areas to consider for immigration policy study include border security, asylum policies, pathways to citizenship, economic impact of immigration, refugee resettlement. Helpful data sources for immigration policy study include Migration Policy Institute, Pew Research Center, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, US Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS. 8. Public health policy, PHP. Some research ideas for PHP include pandemic preparedness, vaccination policies, substance abuse prevention, public health funding, health disparities. Some helpful data sources are Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, World Health Organization, WHO, National Institutes of Health, NIH, Johns Hopkins University Coronavirus Resource Center. 9. Technology policy. Some research idea areas include data privacy, cybersecurity, digital divide, regulation of big tech, AI and automation. Data sources to consider for technology policy study include the following: Federal Communications Commission, FCC, National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST. Pew Research Center, International Telecommunication Union, ITU. 10. Transportation policy. Some topical research areas include the following: public transit systems, infrastructure funding, sustainable transportation, traffic congestion, autonomous vehicles. Some data sources: Department of Transportation, DOT, Federal Transit Administration, FTA, American Public Transportation Association, APTA, International Transport Forum. Other government agencies and international agencies. Data sources for public policy research are as follows: Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS, Federal Reserve, National Institutes of Health, NIH, Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, World Bank, International Monetary Fund, IMF, United Nations, UN, World Health Organization, WHO. Using these topics and data sources, researchers can delve into a wide array of public policy issues, analyze trends, and propose evidence-based solutions. Thanks for watching. Like and share our videos.